Good morning to all my fellow wet shavers out there. Hey, I know I'm posting out there a lot. You know, I've been trying to give it till tomorrow, till Wednesday, the 17th of July, 2013. Trying to build up a little bit more facial hair. I'll get in a little bit closer. You can see I'm definitely getting some scruff going on because I plan on doing a 3-in-1 video. The last video I actually did was actually how to face lather with very hard water, and I used Mitchell's Wolfat soap, which is it's an awesome soap. Don't ever misunderstand that perspective of what I'm about to say, but it's also a very unforgiving soap. It was probably not the best choice of soap I could have showed you how to do a face lather with. I more so chose it just to kind of make a point, because Mitchell's Wolfat is notoriously difficult to make a lather with. Even with soft water, some people have a hard time. Never mind hard water, it's almost an impossibility. So I've come to a compromise based on the poll on Facebook over on Royal Order of Wet Shavers. It seems like most people want me to wait and get to become a little bit more of a hairy beast than what I'm already at, even though I'm going nuts. I'm sure my boss is already rolling in his mind. Aaron's becoming a dirtbag or something like that. I'm usually 100% clean shaven, and here he is walking in the door looking like he just rolled out of you know, a 3-day binge or something. So, but basically, I'm going to give myself a comfortable medium because it's just in my personality type. I have to do these things. So I just figured, instead of me doing the actual shave in the video lesson for both the Wet Shaver review and for the Royal Order of Wet Shavers, I figured I would actually talk a little bit about the actual devices themselves, both the Merkur 37C, the slant bar, and also the Parker SR1, okay? Very simple. This will be short from this point on. There's really not a whole heck of a lot to say about it. I'm just going to show you a little bit about it though, okay? This is the 37C, okay? It is a slant bar razor made by Merkur out of Solingen, Germany. Hopefully I said that right. I think it's pronounced Solingen or Solingen, maybe. I don't know. But basically, if you notice, and I'll get this up close, and you look at the head, you could see small gap there, big gap there. If you look at it from this angle, you might be able to get a little better perspective. The reason a slant bar is sometimes desirable is when you have, I wouldn't use a slant bar like this for everyday shaving. There's just no way I would even consider this for an everyday shaver. It's too aggressive, way too aggressive for most people's faces, unless you're growing hair like a maniac and you're growing a full beard overnight, or you have really heavy or thick growth. This is probably not your best choice as an everyday shaver. But let's say you're like me sometimes, and I don't shave most of the time. On the weekends I won't shave. This might be a good choice for a Monday morning shave. This, or maybe like a Merkur Progress, and you can adjust the setting. I have a very thick, wiry steel wool, I mean coarse. I mean, I'll get up to the camera and scratch a little bit. This is the palm of my hand. You could actually hear the hair. It's very, very coarse. So anyway, back to the actual review here, okay? So the way a Merkur 37C works a little bit interesting, okay? Twist to the bottom to open. Top just pulls straight off. A little bit different, very similar to the Merkur Progress, where you just have a top, but you don't have to worry about the arrow alignment on it, okay? The best way to load this would be, and I don't have a razor in front of me, a blade in front of me, unfortunately. I wish I had thought that one through enough. Load your blade first, obviously. Load your blade. Then you're going to take your body, doesn't matter which direction you put it in, okay? And load upside down. Align it through and tighten. And you got your razor back together. The reason I say to do it that way is because that ensures that you're going to have even blade dispersion on both sides of the head and even exposure, okay? That's what it comes down to with this razor. It's got a beautiful finish. It's got a chrome finish on it. It's got a knurled handle, as you see. Single ring, second ring. It's actually a double ring. But the second ring, obviously, it says Merkur, made in, what does it say here? It says Merkur, Germany, Solingen. It's got a very basic Merkur stamp. It doesn't, and it does have a little bit of that German, what I call the little spotting man on it. You know, whatever you want to call it. The knob itself to open the mechanism actually has got a double knurl on it. Not a knurl, sorry, but a double line pattern on it, so it's very easy to turn. Nothing slippery about this razor whatsoever. I put 5W30 on my hands and shave with this and not worry about it slipping. I do not support you putting 5W30 on your hands and then shaving. Not a smart idea, but you probably could do it. Okay, so that's number one. Moving on to the Parker shavette. Okay, now this shavette, let me explain what a shavette is. Looks a lot like a straight razor, not a straight razor. Big difference. The difference is number one, the weight of it. Okay, that's number one from my perspective, the biggest difference. This is very light. It's made out of aluminum body. It's got scales, very similar, okay, in that regard, but it's very light, so you don't get the scale weight and I don't want to call it feedback per se, but you don't get the weight of the scales that you would normally get from a straight razor that helps assist just gliding that straight razor down your face. A little bit more work involved. Here's another difference, okay? I'm going to actually reverse this, okay, just because it makes it a little bit easier. You actually have a removable blade. It is half of a DE cartridge, okay? It actually splits into three. A lot of barbers use this for sanitary reasons. I like to use it because I like to keep my sideburns nice and straight and even. Sometimes I like to have a soul patch. Sometimes I like to actually do a, God, what do you call it? A chin strap beard. Sometimes I like to have. This tool right here works great for that because it's so light and you get such a great feedback from this that it really just works for fine tuning, okay? It's not like this 37C or a 39 Merkur or a Progress where it's just a beast. It's an animal. The thing's going to just rip the hair off your face and you might overshoot your target. This you could do a lot of fine tuning with. That's what I like about shavettes, okay? There's a bunch of them on the market. You have your Dovos, Feather makes them, Kai makes them. There's a lot of different brands, but the concept is the same with most of them, okay? With the Parker shavette, very simple. You take a half of a DE blade, or Shark is very well known to sell half DE blades. I do like the Shark blades a lot. Though for tomorrow, I'm actually going to be using probably one of the crappiest blades I've ever come across, in my humble opinion, which is the Big Ben, which is made by Lord. I find that I could still shave with this just fine, and I'm going to do it with a lot of stubble. Notice I'm being very careful with keeping that blade away from my face when I'm touching myself. You'll see. And this actually has a couple uses on it, and I will be able to shave 3 days off with this shavette and get a BBS. Now, to install your blade, okay, I'm going to try to do this where you can see it. Pretty simple. There's two actual, I don't know, retainers right there on it, okay? And what you do is, where those retainer lines are on your half DE blade, you're going to line it up so the two biggest, or main, I'm going to call them, you know, depressions in your DE blade are actually aligned with those notches. Do not touch the DE blade's surface itself. Only touch the body of it. Then all you have to do is you're just going to swing this back down while keeping pressure, lift up, clip it back in place. You see, I just put that body back in place. Then you just take your actual safety clip, lock it back down. That blade ain't going anywhere. Now, people have complained that the Parker SR1 does not open and close smoothly. In a way, that's a positive thing. It's opening and closing. You can see that. There's a little bit of a click when I do that. That's for your safety, okay? That's for your safety, that click, that it's just not going to open that easily on its own. But it's also got enough tension on it that I can actually just swing it open, use it as a straight, completely straight, or I could take it and just close it like that, and I'm done. That's it. So it's pretty simple, lightweight. Do not try to compare this directly to a straight razor because the weight's not there, so I would not compare this to a straight. It's also got a removable blade. It's also a lot less forgiving than a straight razor. A straight razor is more forgiving than this. This will, I promise you, tear your face apart if you are not careful and you do not use proper technique. A shavette is a very, very, very sharp device. So you need to, I feel more comfortable in my hand with this 37C, which is considered a very aggressive razor, than I do with this Parker shavette. This is a lot more dangerous device. There's no safety bar. There's nothing to keep you from those nicks or cuts. So your form needs to be perfect. You need to take your time. This is not a quick shave. So on that note, I'm not shaving today, but that's a good, I don't know, according to this, probably about 11 and a half minute review on both the 37C and the Parker SR1 shavette. So tomorrow's my big shave day. Tomorrow's also my big surgery day. Put my faith in the Lord. Not that worried about the surgery. A little bit worried about the pain. But hey, so is life. Pain tells me I'm alive. I'm going to, you know, if I feel the, when I stop feeling pain, that's when I'm going to start to worry a little bit more. So on that note, there'll be another video tomorrow, but that was my review of both the 37C. Great razor, very aggressive razor. You'll see it tomorrow. It's going to tear through, at that point, it's either 3 or 4 days worth of growth, basically 3.5, I'm going to call it, days worth of growth. Like it's absolutely nothing. Say hello to my cat Leia. She wanted to get her tail into this picture. She wants to be a little rock star. She's coming over to say hello. This is my review of my cat Leia. She doesn't like to be held that much, so she's going to run away and probably knock my razor on the floor too. So anyway, I will talk to you all later. I wish you all a very blessed day. May God bless every single one of you with all your endeavors. And I'm sure I'll be talking to you guys online. Okay, take it easy.